Today we're going to be looking at how to find the missing number of an equivalent fraction. We have a couple of examples that we're going to work through together here, so let's get started. For question number 1, we can see that we're being asked to find the missing value in the equivalent fractions 2/6 is equal to 8 over something. So here we need to figure out the value of our missing denominator in our second fraction, and in order for us to find the value of our missing denominator, it's important to note that when working with equivalent fractions, as we can see up top highlighted in yellow, we're going to multiply or divide both parts of a fraction by the same value. So since we've been given the value for our two numerators in our two fractions, we can use that information in order to help us to solve for the value of our missing denominator. So here for our numerators, we went from a numerator of 2 to 8, so we need to think to ourselves, well, what do we do to 2 in order to get to 8? Well, we can multiply our numerator of 2 by 4 in order to get the numerator of 8, so we're going to do the same thing for our denominator down below. And here, we're going to be multiplying 6 times 4, which we know is going to give us 24 for our missing denominator. So the fraction of 2/6 is equivalent to 8 over 24. Now moving on to question number 2, where this time we're being asked to find the missing number in our equivalent fractions of something over 8 is equivalent to 12 over 32. So remembering from our first problem that in order to write an equivalent fraction, we're going to either multiply or divide both parts of the fraction by the same value. And here we've already been given the value of our denominators. So we need to think, well, how did we get from 32 to 8? Well, we could divide 32 by 4 in order to get our denominator of 8. So we're going to do the same thing to our numerator up top. And when we divide 12 by 4, we get 3 for the equivalent fraction of 3/8. So 3/8 is equivalent to 12 over 32. Now moving on to question number 3, where this time we're being asked to find the missing number in our equivalent fractions of 2/5 is equivalent to something over 65. So using the information that's been given to us, we've been given the value for our two denominators here. So we're going to think to ourselves, well, how did we get from our denominator of 5 to 65? Well, we could multiply our denominator of 5 by 13 in order to get to our denominator of 65. So we're going to do the same thing to our numerator up top. And when we multiply 2 times 13, we get 26. So 2/5 is equivalent to 26 over 65. Now moving on to question number 4, where this time we're being asked to find the missing number in our equivalent fractions of 24 over 96 is equivalent to 2 over something. So using the information that's already been given to us, we need to think, well, how did we get from a numerator of 24 to a numerator of 2? Well, we divided our numerator of 24 by 12 in order to get the numerator of 2. So we're going to do the same thing to our denominator as well. And when we divide 96 by 12, we get 8 for the equivalent fraction of 2/8. So 24 over 96 is equivalent to 2/8. So hopefully by now you understand how to find the missing number of an equivalent fraction. Help make math less complicated by smashing those like and subscribe buttons. As always, enjoy today's math journey.